We often hear the saying, "True worth lies within." A simple phrase, yet it carries the timeless wisdom of generations before us. In an era where appearance often serves as a passport to success, this proverb reminds us to return to the root, that true value is not found in the polish of one's surface, but in the grain of one's wood. Part 1. The Torn Suit and the $1 Million Deal. There's a story about a man named Nam, a small business owner in Saigon. That morning, he had an important meeting with a Japanese partner, a contract that could save his struggling company. It was raining heavily. On his way to the hotel, he saw an elderly woman fall off her bicycle at an intersection. Without thinking twice, he stopped, ran to help her up, picked up her bicycle, and covered her with his suit jacket to shield her from the rain. By the time he finished, his clothes were soaked, his hands were scratched, and one side of his suit was torn. He checked the time, 10 minutes left until the meeting. A friend beside him whispered, "You should go home and change. They'll think you're unprofessional." Nam shook his head. Being late would be far more disrespectful. So he walked into the meeting, wearing a torn, muddy suit. Some people in the room glanced at him, exchanging silent looks that said, "This man doesn't look the part." But the Japanese director sat quietly, observing. The meeting was tense. Nam presented his project, without fancy words or exaggeration, speaking honestly about his products, his team, and the real challenges they faced. When it ended, he bowed, thanked them, and quietly gathered his documents. He thought the opportunity was gone. But just as everyone was about to leave, the Japanese director spoke up. "Before meeting you, I saw the hotel's security footage. You helped an old lady who fell, not knowing anyone was watching. In Japan, such a person is called kokoro no hito, a person with a pure heart." He smiled and shook Nam's hand firmly. "We trust people like you. The contract, we'll sign it today." Nam was speechless. At that moment, he realized, while others may focus on the paint, it was his wood, his sincerity, compassion, and integrity that truly spoke to others. Because deep down, people are always drawn to authenticity. Paint may attract eyes for a moment, but good wood endures for a lifetime. If you notice, those with true value never need to show off. Their light doesn't come from clothes, cars, or fame, but from the way they listen, speak kindly, and stay calm when others lose control. That's good wood, inner quality. Today's world makes us forget that. Social media and the race for appearances convince us that only polished images deserve respect. But in truth, people with real inner power, even in old clothes and worn shoes, naturally draw others in. Because the energy of honesty and humility always shines in a quiet, steady way, the light of a clear heart. Nam's story is just one example. Out there are millions living just like him. Humble, genuine, unseen, yet radiant. Like a village teacher who owns only 2 worn-out dresses, but is deeply loved by her students. Or a young man once proud of his gold-plated watch, later realizing a watch can tell time, but never the worth of a man. People may judge by eyes, but life judges by heart. A fine tree may look rough outside, but inside it holds a firm, fragrant core that lasts through storms. Cheap wood, however polished, will peel away and reveal its truth with time. So too with us. Outer polish can impress briefly, but only good wood keeps us standing strong through the storms of life. Because appearances can be borrowed, but virtue cannot be faked. That's why the Japanese called him kokoro no hito, a person with a bright heart. The world isn't short of eloquent speakers, it's short of sincere ones. Not short of luxury, but short of quiet grace. And only when we cultivate good wood, moral integrity, kindness, and compassion, then even in torn clothes, we still shine. Part 2. True value and outer appearance. Many people spend their lives polishing their paint, their words, gestures, and style, forgetting that if the inside is hollow, no polish can last. Those who truly cultivate themselves take care of the wood, the inner foundation. A sincere heart, a kind spirit, and a wise mind. That's what keeps one steady through life's storms. Because good wood remains strong, even as paint fades. However, being good wood doesn't mean neglecting the surface. Appearance is also a language of respect. Dressing neatly and cleanly isn't vanity, it's mindfulness. You can't expect others to see your good heart if even your outward presence reflects carelessness. When you offer a flower to the Buddha, no one calls it superficial. The flower is a symbol of reverence. Likewise, dressing respectfully in a meeting or ceremony is a way of saying, I value your presence. A friend once told me, in business meetings, some people persuade with words, others with presence. The difference isn't in what they say, but the energy they radiate. A clean shirt, calm eyes, and a grounded posture sometimes speak louder than any pitch. They say, you can trust me. So true worth lies within doesn't deny appearance. It simply reminds us. Never use the surface to hide emptiness, and never use inner virtue as an excuse for neglect. Appearance matters, but it should arise from simplicity and self-respect, not showmanship. You can wear plain clothes, but let them be clean and presentable. You can sit in a roadside cafe, but speak gently and look others in the eye. That's the presence of inner strength. In Japan, there's a saying, when you polish your shoes, your heart becomes clearer. They aren't talking about shoes, they talking about mindfulness in small things. Those who care for small details, in dress, speech, and manners, aren't perfectionists, they're aware. Those obsessed with outer polish, showing off wealth or looks, are often trying to fill an emptiness inside. They rely on others' praise to feel valuable, but that praise disappears when the paint peels. Meanwhile, people with good wood, even without luxury, make others feel safe and calm. Their energy is pure, steady, and quietly radiant. Someone once asked, if spiritual people focus on the inner life, do they still need to care about appearance? Yes, but in a different way. They don't chase beauty to be admired. They keep clean and respectful as a form of inner discipline. Buddhism says, when the mind is pure, the world appears pure. When the heart is clear, every gesture, words, eyes, movements reflect serenity. Others will feel that light, even if you say nothing. A rough tree trunk may look plain, but inside it holds decades of roots and quiet strength. A shiny plank with a hollow core. One storm, and it's gone. To be good wood is to return to your roots, where you no longer need to prove anything. You simply live truthfully. A genuine person doesn't speak beautifully to gain love, doesn't act flashy to gain attention, doesn't polish themselves to earn respect, because they know real worth comes not from how others see you, but from how you meet yourself every day. And when a pure heart meets a neat appearance, it's like a gem that's simply been cleaned. It doesn't need to shine, it naturally glows. Part 3. Cultivating good wood in the modern world. In today's world, where everything is judged by appearance, being good wood is a true challenge. We live in the age of images, where a perfect photo, a trendy outfit, a stylish video can make people believe that's all it takes to be enough. But true happiness and stability never come from paint. They come from the quality of your soul, something no filter can edit. Someone once said, the more glamorous the world becomes, the rarer depth becomes. And in a world where everyone races to be noticed, those who choose silence, honesty, and depth shine differently, with the quiet light of stillness. Being good wood means being honest and sincere. Words can deceive, but energy cannot. A liar may fool others for a while, but never forever. A sincere person, even clumsy or quiet, makes others feel safe. Because truth vibrates on its own frequency, and honesty always attracts honesty. As the ancients said, those of the same vibration resonate together. Truthful people attract truthful souls. Pretenders attract more masks. Being good wood means staying humble and teachable. Humility is the openness of wisdom. The more you learn, the more you see how little you know. Arrogance seals the heart. Humility opens it. In meditation, this is called the empty mind. Not emptiness, but readiness. An empty cup can receive water. A full one only spills it. Being good would means honoring context and presence. Some think being inner means neglecting the outer. But in truth, mindfulness expresses through both. When you visit a temple, you dress modestly. When meeting a client, you dress neatly. When at a party, you express appropriately, but without show. That's not vanity. It's awareness and respect. A tidy outfit reflects inner order. A simple manner reflects a content heart. When you enter a space with reverence, you naturally act, speak, and dress in harmony. That's the balance between wood and paint, between essence and form. Being good would means lifelong self-refinement. True good would people never stop growing. They reflect daily. Did I say anything hurtful today? Am I living what I truly believe? Am I hiding ego behind moral appearances? This self-reflection is the essence of spiritual practice. Those who polish their hearts stay fragrant and strong despite time. Eventually, we realize to be good wood isn't a critique of beauty, but a reminder that beauty outside only matters when it mirrors beauty within. Like incense, it doesn't need to be seen, yet one small wisp fills the room with fragrance. When your heart is clear, you don't need to shine. Your presence itself becomes light. So in this age of polished appearances, can we still dare to live truly, to stay good wood? Share your thoughts below. This is part of the Cosmic Energy series, where science meets spirituality to help you understand yourself and the evolution of consciousness. Subscribe and turn on the bell to never miss the next video.